I'm fighting here.
I have to go bot. Don't fight, don't fight.
It's
Sure?
know about this.
What? Fight?
Okay, I mean,
When you see a situation like this, it makes a lot of sense to think that there should be one dedicated leader that makes all the decisions, or as we call it in Counterstrike, an in-game leader. But the reason why they're not doing that has to do with information availability. Let's start with all the different calling systems used by professional league teams. First, we have the power spike calling. Whoever is really strong in a given situation gets to make the calls. This happens very naturally and every team does it a little bit. Second, some teams have a primary caller and a secondary caller. Other teams have a whole hierarchy of calling, so whoever is higher in the hierarchy gets to make the decisions. Thirdly, many teams just kind of wing it or use a combination of systems. And now that Lost Retones, a team full of streamers, is recording every scream and every game review, we get a unique look into their calling system. Lost Retones is pretty free on who gets to make the calls, and usually the person who is power spiking or is really feeling it at the moment gets to make the calls. The problem with the open calling style is obvious. First, there seems to be a lot of potential missing. Whenever I did calling in Counter-Strike with my friends, I learned that you need decisive calls to win rounds. As I like to say, a bad plan done together is better than a good plan that only half of the people do. And in league teams, it is often unclear what to do, or they have disagreements about what the next best move is.
I'm really fast. I'm really fast. I'm really fast.
What?
But we're probably fine, no? Are
We
we?
don't need to fight, guys.
No, Gene is me.
Mark the flash, smaller flash, I think.
Not dead.
It feels pretty late.
Yeah, just
We run.
I
Try.
can't tank this, I can't tank this.
This confusion and unclearness leads to a lot of half effort and loses games. One would assume having one clear in-game leader would solve all these issues, but let me explain to you why that is not the case. First of all, League of Legends has way more information that is needed to make a decision. You need to know the HP of your team, their mana, their items, their strength, their ability cooldowns, position of every member, position of the enemy, and much more. In Counter-Strike, on the other hand, you need to know the position of your team, the enemy position, and maybe what grenades your team has. That's all. A theoretical in-game leader in League of Legends needs to know about so much information. And it's not just that he needs to know a lot. It is also the case that not all the information is available to one person. For example, everyone can see the ultimate cooldowns of their teammates, but not for individual abilities, and some of them are relevant for teamfights. Another example is the strength of a champion in a certain time. So if you play top lane, for example, only you can know how strong you are in a given time, and if you can beat your lane opponent in a 1 versus 1. There's no overview or scoreboard to tell you that information. If there was one in-game leader who always made all the calls, he wouldn't be able to absorb enough information to always make good decisions. A lot of teams decide to kind of freestyle the decision-making process, which also leads to a lot of training time being spent on being on the same page about stuff. That everyone is okay about the calling and that there are no bad feelings. In League, you kind of need to come to a decision together as a team. League is really a super dynamic game. In a second, the whole situation can change massively, especially in team fights. I love seeing teams like Lost Retones find their way through this difficult process.